Zilberman.
Yep.
Steve Tinder Zilberman has just returned America, and this is a true story. Steve took a vacation with his best friend, as what he described to me as on the phone, he's like, it's kind of like I don't know, this may sound stupid, but it's a best friends vacation. I'm like, so you and your buddy are going somewhere to celebrate being best friends? And he's like, yeah, kind of. And where do they go? Medellin, Colombia, in which Steve started telling me all about the place, which I don't dare take your honor, Steve. Tell me about Medellin. And for those of you watching Narcos on Netflix, yes, that Medellin. That is where Steve went. So tell me about it, man.
Let me just start with, we got robbed and extorted by the Colombian police. And I was well aware that this happens there. And I don't know if the viewers out there listening, but cocaine is legal there up to a gram. So a gram and under you can legally do. You can't buy and sell, but
you can do it though. Can you do it on the street? I can just suck
you
bump,
could.
I'm good.
You could.
Wow.
You could. And yeah, and I was well aware of this. So I didn't carry more money than I needed. I didn't carry, especially American money. You don't want to be carrying dollars there.
Yeah, because you can get robbed anytime. Right.
Robbed by the police. That's who you look for. And yeah, sure enough, we got pulled over, searched. They found a gram of cocaine.
Straight up, I'm going to ask you the question everybody wants to know. Real simple, Steve. Did you do some fucking blow?
I did. I legally did blow responsibly. I paid.
I don't think anybody's done blow responsibly.
Well, I just want to point this out. I'm going to give you a pass on this. Obviously, I don't support the use of cocaine. But, if I went, I don't really smoke weed, right? I mean, I totally support it being legal. If I went to Amsterdam, I'm not going to go there and not smoke weed, right? That's kind of like the point of going to Amsterdam. Same thing with I don't support prostitution, but how do you go to Amsterdam and not visit that district? You know what I mean? Same thing, You
don't go to France without trying the cheese,
So you did. You went there, and you and your friends got extorted by police. You're doing blow. The reason why I love having Steve around us is I'm 40, and I think Justin, you're a couple years older than me.
Yeah.
Steve you're 25,
25.
Right? Steve's from the Midwest. He packed up his shit, moved here, and he's trying to make it, in the game. And he's I can say this, Steve's exceptionally talented. We all believe that. And I've walked your path. You know what I mean? So I get to live kind of vicariously through Steve again. I mean, before Steve went to Colombia, you were just overseas. Well, first you were in Australia with us. Before that, you were in London? England?
London, Amsterdam. Yep.
And then you were somewhere in Russia for a while.
Israel. Oh, before that, Ukraine, Poland.
So he comes back and he pretty much tells me before he goes to Medellin, I got robbed or something in Vegas. I've got no money. I'm just so fucking broke. And, with $50 in his pocket, he's off to another country. You know what I mean? And there was a time where I would totally do that. I was that guy. You were that guy. You know what I mean? Fuck it. We ain't got shit. We'll live for the moment. We'll figure it out. As you get older, not so much. I mean, I'm to the point now where it's just listen, when it comes to traveling to a place, I need to have a bed. I know where my next meal's coming from, So I love living vicariously through you. I got to ask you, dude, how was the Tinder in Medellin?
Oh, man. I was like a rock star on Tinder.
For those who don't know, Tinder. I mean, there are going to be some older people who might even know what this is. It's a dating app, right?
It is, but that's a very nice way to say it. There are dating apps. Yeah. This app specifically has a reputation for being a fuck
hookup
app. Yeah, right. It's I see this, I want. Yeah, do you want to hit it?
There's an age group, but that's what you're interested in, just hooking up. You get to the point where you're better at doing relationships later in life.
Right.
Some people, but I think that's what all of us kind of did. Everybody goes.
I wonder what that would have been like, Justin, if it had been our college age, 21, 22, 23, and Tinder existed. Holy cow.
Easy.
I mean, easy.
You guys have to work for it. I swipe right, and there it is.
My God.
I swipe right.
Yeah, it's that easy, man.